Let me give you a couple of straight things about Vivek Ramaswamy. First of all, he's smart as hell. He's great. He'll never be president. Well, not for a long time. I don't want him president now because he's too young, and he will wither on the vine in front of somebody like Xi Jinping or Erdogan or Putin. So he's good. He's quippy. He's fun. He's smart. He talks fast. But no way he can be president. No way. But as far as being able to distill specifically what it is that his complaints are with the GOP, I couldn't agree more. He is absolutely, bar none, the best when it comes to this. Absolutely bar none. He is so 100% spot on, it's not even funny. Ronna McDaniel and the GOP are worthless. And if I didn't know better, I would swear they would want to lose again, because when they lose, then they have a reason to raise money and to complain. Same thing goes for Fox and those people. Fox would much rather, whatever's left of Fox. Believe me, Fox is like the balloon without the air in it. It's still a balloon, but it's not much to look at, and it doesn't float around, and it's not much of a toy, but it's a balloon. It's just deflated. So that ship is run its course. I mean, anyway. But Vivek Ramaswamy makes a lot of sense. And it's good for him to call out that absolute, that slithering, talk about scum. I don't like that word, but let me tell you something. This is the most important. Nikki Haley and all of them has nothing really to offer. She is, and I don't want to, I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it. Sometimes there are people who want to go out of their way and act super duper tough because they think that because they're women, they're not treated seriously enough. And I can understand why they might want to think that. But she goes too much. She does not connect. She almost is less appealing than Hillary Clinton, if that makes any sense. She really is. As far as the rest of them goes, who cares? And anyway, but Victor makes it absolutely 100% correct. He is a new version of the Republican Party. And I am not a Republican. And I will never be a part of any political party. Absolutely never. Never. I'm an independent because I have to have some kind of name. And I think Bull Moose was already taken. So I'm not really one to help that to pick one or the other. But there is no Republican Party. In fact, what we are living in right now is kind of like in a post-apocalyptic Trump love affair whirlwind where we all, or where the Republicans just love Trump, and Trump is the greatest, and Trump is this, and Trump is that. And, I mean, that's okay. And we'll get to him in a moment. Well, let me just get to it now. The other night when he did his rally, it was okay, but it was 2016 all over again. He's got to revamp, revitalize, rejuice. He's got to take it out on the road, and he's got to work a lot on the messaging. There's a new group of people, okay? You can't talk about what we used to do. I'm not going to vote for him because of the problems he's in now. You've got to tell me, the independent and undecided voter, and somebody who might be able to switch, you've got to tell me what you're going to do for me now, how this is going to affect me now, how the world is going to be benefited by your candidacy, by your election. Tell me that. Don't tell me, and this is the most important, don't tell me the same old story. I'm not going to vote for you because you're going through the contretemps of court activity. It's wrong. I understand it, but that's not a reason to vote. It makes it sound as though, I know I went from Vic, but I'm going to mention this about Trump anyway because they kind of work together. Trump has to talk about the future, and that's what Vic is doing. Now I went back to Vic. See how I do that. At least Ramaswamy is talking about what he wants to do. Now, one thing too is you have to talk about. Be very careful. Don't talk about generations. Don't say, I'm part of the new generation. That's not necessarily good. A lot of people don't think young people running for office is a good thing. Now, that may surprise you, but I'm telling you, it's not necessarily great news. Just hear me out. It's not necessarily the best news for you to say I'm the new generation, and that's fine. It's just like I know people who love to make fun of Chris Christie's weight. They always talk about it. I know a guy on the radio who refers to him as a fat slob. Not a good idea when 99% of Americans are fat slobs. So, but going back to Vic, focus on the message. What are they? What is it about? It's about crime. It's about economy is boring. Okay? I've never heard anybody argue the economy where I think the average Joe really understands what it means. Okay? I would talk about how the fact that people don't understand what the economy means. I did a panel show the other day, and we were talking about the economy, and I kept saying, and I said repeatedly, you don't know what it means to be, how do I say this? You don't know what it's like to be a part of a world where not everybody finds the whole notion of the economy fascinating, or doesn't consider it to be compelling, because especially when it's done in that Larry Kudlow speech. What Vivek Ramaswamy has to talk about is crime. He has to talk about family. He's got to talk about the fact that most Americans, whether they're left or right, think that things like gender reassignment is stupid, that men walking around with their schlongs hanging out in the locker rooms is disgusting, and basically that the world's turned into a bunch of fentanyl dopers strewn about. It looks like Gettysburg. It looks like some Matthew Brady portrait, people dead and whatever. This is not the way we're doing it. Plus the borders. Plus, go back to the usuals. Go back to the meat and potatoes. Go back to the continental cuisine, the stuff that everybody likes. Not this arcane stuff. He doesn't have to do that. Vivek Ramaswamy, believe it or not, is somebody who does a lot of good, and can do a lot of good. And what's more important, what we have to understand is very simply this. He is in the position right now. He is in the position of being able to shape, being able to craft, being able to focus in a new GOP, a GOP redux. And I hope that if, and he's not going to be elected, but I hope that he works specifically with Donald Trump, because he needs to craft his message better. He needs to tighten up the message and get off such things as his own particular travails, his own agonistes, his own, problems involving prosecutions and the like. Those are interesting, but those won't get you elected, all right? Does that make sense to you? Good. All right, my friend, do me a favor. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, do everything that you think is required and necessary to add validation, to elevate me by virtue of your algorithms and the like. And whatever I do, I beg, beseech, implore, and importune you to comment as you see fit.